Fade in, a quiet, isolated house surrounded by dense fog. The sound of wind howling in the background. It was a cold, moonless night in the small town of Ravenswood. Claire, a young journalist, had rented a remote cabin to finish her story. She was alone, or so she thought. Interior of the cabin. Claire is sitting at her desk, typing furiously on her laptop. The room is dimly lit by a single table lamp. Claire, just a few more paragraphs, and this piece is done. She stretches and takes a sip of coffee. The clock on the wall ticks loudly, showing 11:45 p.m. Suddenly, the lights flicker. Claire looks up nervously. Claire, great. Power issues in the middle of nowhere. She shakes her head and continues typing. A faint knock echoes from the front door. Claire freezes, her fingers hovering over the keyboard. Claire, whispering, who could that be at this hour? The knock comes again, louder this time. Claire stands up hesitantly and walks to the door. She peers through the peephole but sees nothing. Claire, hello? Is someone there? Silence. She opens the door slightly, but there's no one outside. The fog swirls eerily, and a faint shadow moves in the distance. Claire, muttering, I must be imagining things. She shuts the door and locks it tightly. Back in the cabin, Claire sits down, but she's visibly uneasy. The sound of footsteps echoes upstairs. Her eyes widen. Claire, whispering, I'm the only one here. Or am I? She grabs a flashlight and cautiously climbs the stairs, each step creaking under her weight. She reaches the top, where a door is slightly ajar. She pushes the door open with the flashlight, revealing an empty, dusty attic. A photo frame lies on the floor, showing an old picture of a family, 2 parents and a little girl. Claire, confused, this isn't mine. Behind her, the attic door slams shut. She gasps and spins around, but no one is there. Claire rushes back downstairs, her breathing heavy. The clock strikes midnight. Suddenly, the laptop screen turns on by itself, displaying a single line of text, leave now. Claire, panicking, who's doing this? The knock comes again, this time loud and frantic. Claire grabs a kitchen knife and approaches the door. She opens it cautiously, revealing a man in a tattered coat, his face pale and panicked. Stranger, you have to get out of here. It's not safe. Claire, who are you? What's going on? Stranger, desperately, there's no time to explain. They're already here. Suddenly, the man is yanked backward into the fog by an unseen force. His scream pierces the night as Claire slams the door shut, her hands trembling. Claire locks all the doors and windows, her heart racing. She turns to see a shadowy figure standing in the corner of the room. Its eyes glow red. Shadowy figure, whispering, you should have left when you had the chance. The figure lunges at Claire. The screen goes black, and her scream echoes. Fade in, morning light streams through the windows. The cabin is quiet. A police officer stands outside, talking to a neighbor. Neighbor, she was a nice girl. Stayed to herself. What happened to her? Officer, nobody knows. The cabin was empty when we got here. But this. He holds up the photo frame Claire found in the attic. It's been missing for over 30 years. The family in this picture disappeared without a trace. The camera zooms in on the photo, and the screen fades to black as haunting music plays. Some mysteries are better left unsolved.